Hey guys, so I'm back with another Alchemy Stars video, and today I actually want to talk about the collab. Was it a hit or was it a miss? But first, I want to go over the sponsor of this video, Tohru. I've tested out their TC30 microphone, and it is a really great low-budget microphone. For $42, the microphone comes with the microphone, a stand, a mini shock mount, and a pop filter, which most microphones you have to purchase the shock mount and the pop filter separately from the microphone, so the TC30 is actually a great deal for the price. The TC30 is a condenser microphone that has a USB connector compatible with desktops and laptops for both Windows and Mac OS. It's also compatible with the PS4. It's really easy to use. You just plug it in and it's ready to go. The shock mount provides anti-vibration, which minimizes noises caused by movements or vibrations from other devices in the same work area as the microphone. The sound is also quite good. I'm currently using the microphone to record this video, so you can get a direct listen of what the microphone sounds like. The TC30 is super sensitive, but placing the microphone at 50% to 70% volume level as recommended in their user manual for the microphone does cut down on the background noise. You can also use external programs or run the microphone through your graphics card to further reduce background noise. The microphone is quite small and relatively light in weight as well. It also doesn't have a sound or gain dial on it. However, the volume of the microphone can be easily adjusted and controlled through the computer. The TC30 microphone and all of its components are well packaged in a box and protected from being jostled around when being delivered. Overall, the TC30 is a great budget microphone that can be used for gaming or for anyone looking to get into YouTube or streaming and are looking for an inexpensive option. If you are interested in finding out more about the TC30, you could check out the link in the description of this video below. So let's get into the topic of this video. So I think the collab was not bad at all. I think they were quite successful in a lot of ways. They gave a lot of stuff for free. All of the stuff we got from the daily login, we got a free character, we got tons of lumamber, all kinds of stuff from the daily login. There's just a ton of rewards in the dining table area, including the free 5-star box, which was really awesome. Innately, you were able to guarantee yourself 2 of the collab units between the 4-star and being able to pick a 5-star. On top of that, they gave you 20 free summons, which I just think is really awesome. They don't give us that ever. They give us lumamber for sure, but they never give us like free 10 pulls. They basically allowed you to get 20 in. So you only needed 30 summons to be able to pick up 1 6-star. Of course, you weren't guaranteed to pick up these units. You could have gotten a different 6-star, but they still were pretty generous with the rewards that they gave during this collab. So on that note, they definitely succeeded in terms of the generosity that they showed during this collab. I think the character designs are great. I think the characters fit in with the theme of Alchemy Stars, so I think this was a good collab that they picked. They fit in with the Alchemy Stars world. I also think that the strength of these units was where it needed to be. I know that was one aspect that people were disappointed about. They wanted these characters to be ridiculously OP and broken, but I actually think that's a bad idea because these units are quite exclusive. So if you make these units ridiculously OP that people feel it's necessary for them to summon, now you're in a situation where it's hard to get them. They're exclusive, so you can't get duplicates either if you want to do breakthroughs on these units, and now you made them ridiculously OP, but they're also very hard to get. So when people fail to pick up these units and you make them ridiculously OP, that's on a road to disaster where people are just going to quit your game when they don't summon the unit, and you don't want that. As a company, you don't want that. You want to make sure people continue to play your game, which is why I think the manner that they did it, where they're really good units, but they're not necessary units, was a good idea. But I mean, I think these characters, the strength of them is where it needs to be for a collab. I don't think they should be ridiculously OP and busted. I think that's a really bad idea because they're already really exclusive to get. So getting breakthroughs on these units is incredibly difficult, and you'll end up with a really severe pay-to-win situation. Even if a company wants to make money, you really don't want the scenarios in your game to be it's pay-to-win, because everyone's just going to call your game it's pay to win, don't bother playing it, and then that's going to just bring bad publicity overall, which is not really the point of running collabs. The point of running collabs is to bring players in, not turn them off immediately. So I think they did a good job in terms of the strength of these characters and balancing that out with how exclusive they are. They're good units, but they're not OP or busted or broken. I know another aspect of this game that people were disappointed in as well is with the fact that there was no story for the event, which that is a little weird. A lot of games when they're on collabs typically will do some kind of story where they're integrating the collab characters with the game characters. So integrating the Dragon Maid characters and having them interact with the Alchemy Stars characters. And a lot of people didn't like that they didn't do that and missed out on having that in the game. And that was probably one thing that they probably should have did, even if they did less stages than they typically do for the event. They could have at least made it like 5 stages where they had some kind of interaction between the characters. It didn't have to be a full-blown story like they do in other events where they have like 20 stages. I think they could have did a smaller one and at least appease people who wanted to see the interactions between the Dragon Maid characters and the Alchemy Stars characters. Given how exclusive this is and the potential that this may never be rerun again, it's possible that they just decided to not bother because of that fact. If they really plan on never running this again, they probably thought it wasn't worth the time to write a story for this. If they have no intention of running this again, it would have just been a waste of time doing all of the animations and stuff that they needed for the dialogue and writing dialogue and all of that between the characters. That's probably why they did it this way. In addition, since they're bringing new players into their game with the Dragon Maid collab, I think they went with this format because it allows new players to play through the story of Alchemy Stars and become accustomed to the Alchemy Stars game while passively doing the stuff for this event, which allows new players to build up their characters and all of that. Instead of having like a story in here where they now don't have characters built, they can't even play through the story, that kind of scenario. That may have been their thought process where they just thought it wasn't worth their time because they don't plan on running this again. I think another thing that was kind of odd was the fact that the time frame for the event was only 11 days, whereas all of their other events are 18 days. So I think making it shorter was kind of not the best because it gave people less time to try to summon for these units, which was also bad because we just came off having that exclusive banner for Bethlehem in the wintertime. So for them to do exclusive banners back to back probably wasn't the best idea either, since people probably used a lot of their resources for the Bethlehem Novio banners. And before that, Hetty. So a lot of people are cleaned out for their lumamber and stuff to summon, and then they throw the collab very close to the Bethlehem exclusive. So I think the timing wasn't the best for this if they wanted a lot of people to summon on these as well. I think in the future they may want to extend the amount of time. I think they should have at least made it 18 days, just like all of the other events, instead of making it shorter. They did compensate by making the event currency be 3 times the amount instead of 2 times the amount. So that was a good thing. They did take that into account. But I think if they made it 18 days, it would have given people more time to summon for these characters when we just had another exclusive not that long ago. So I think they need to space out exclusives a little better than how they did it. I think they need to think about how exclusive they want these characters to be, because if they're never going to run these banners again, I think they need to come up with some kind of item like the legendary Aurorians have for their breakthroughs, except make an item specifically for collab units that are exclusive so that we can get breakthroughs on those units instead of them just being left however we can get them. It's very difficult to max break through a unit in one go. We don't get enough currency to even do that. So if these units really aren't going to be run again, or it's going to be a really long time before they're run again, like multiple years or something like that, then I think they should come up with some kind of item to break through these units. They could be incredibly rare, like you only get one every time there's a collab or something like that. Honestly, I think there's a lot of things that were really good about the collab. I think they were incredibly generous with all of the stuff that they gave. The free summons, the free characters, all of the lumamber. So even if you didn't want to summon on this one, you should have gotten a lot of lumamber going into whatever banners are coming up that you want to summon on. You also got to pick a free 5-star unit They made it very easy for you to get this box. It's right on the second dining table, so it was very obtainable. So you were able to lock in 2 collab units just innately, getting them for free. I also know a lot of people did get lucky with their free summons and were able to pick up these 6-star units or the 5-star units from the free 20 pulls that they gave. You know, they were very generous with that. They helped out in trying to at least get to a 6-star as well with the 20 pulls. I think the character designs were really good. They hit the mark with the character designs on these characters. I think they turned out really good. I think they fit in with the Alchemy Stars characters. I think they're powerful units, but not ridiculously OP, which I think was good. And I personally like that it was a laid-back kind of event. I don't mind that there wasn't a story. I know people wanted a story, but in general, the stories are usually just throwaways anyway. They usually don't add anything to the game. But I think since a lot of people wanted it, they could at least in the future, if they run a collab again, they should think about at least putting a short story in that are at least 5 stages or something, where you get some interaction between the characters, because some people want to see it. I think overall this collab was a success. I'm surprised they ran a collab so soon, but I think it was overall a success, and hopefully they take all of the feedback that they get from players, and they take all of that into account going into any future collab that they plan on doing. I think they definitely need to reassess how exclusive they want these units to be. We could just look forward to the next collab, that they take the feedback that they get from this one and they make the next one even better. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.